Bernie Sanders and Bill Nye actually sat down to have a conversation about climate change, which is interesting because it's a politician and an actual scientist. And I gotta say that those are two of my favorite people, two of my heroes, kind of jokingly. But they're awesome, and I can't believe they got together for this. But so the Daily Dot has, I guess, like a little summary here. I'm gonna read to you guys about it. Here's what they say. They say Senator Bernie Sanders and Bill Nye sat down to discuss climate change, a potentially catastrophic road we're on, in the wake of a president who once called climate change a Chinese hoax and a new EPA head who has been seen as an enemy to scientists. Sanders first announced Monday's Facebook Live discussion with Nye on Sunday across social media. Unlike Sanders' previous debate with Senator Ted Cruz earlier this month, or Sanders' grilling of new EPA head Scott Pruitt during his confirmation hearing, the discussion between Sanders and I wasn't about whether climate change is real, as it should be, because it does exist. Some fucking politician or some dude like Steven Crowder who has no clue what the fuck's going on and misleads his viewers is not someone to override 99% of scientists saying, hey dog, climate change is real and it's man-made. You can argue that consensus is not how science is decided, but you don't get to override it because you're some prick who doesn't want to believe it because it doesn't fit your agenda. Anyways, they both believe it is, as it is. They used it as a launch into talking about the roles of scientists in Donald Trump's administration and the fear that their work may be erased, as well as how to change the minds of climate change deniers. So, I've already made like a little response video to Steven Crowder's 5 myths debunked and all this shit, and Potholer54 did a great job. If you want to see someone really just dismantle climate change and evolution disbelievers, just go to this guy called Potholer54, because the dude's actually well versed in the journalism and literature of science, so he knows what to show you. And the dude's he's fucking awesome. He does like a charitable act. But Nye compared the act of dismissing the data and evidence about climate change to cognitive dissonance and explained some of the consequences it will have. In the short term, we might have to build seawalls to help prevent future weather events, and for those in other countries, the cost may be even greater. As for one way to convince deniers, Nye cites an economic incentive. Investing in renewable energy would create more domestic jobs and create an affordable option for consumers. So that's huge, actually. And it is that this could be the next like huge revolution that we have is a new sparking of jobs. So the green, getting the renewable energy, solar energy, wind energy, hydropower energy, all these different types can spark a whole new industry. And so you are able to get the industry, you're able to help the climate, and you're able to be able to conserve it. Because what happens if you don't is the results are going to be water wars because of massive droughts. You're going to have droughts, and you're going to have massive, devastation. I think sea levels rising, so homes will be engulfed in water. Cities will be engulfed in water, not just homes, buildings. Corporations, businesses, all these different things will be engulfed in water. There's a lot of other natural disasters. I think a hurricane. I think hurricanes would be resulting as well because of the massive amounts of water in some places. So these kind of things are just ridiculous. And while it may not be a problem to us, this generation, or my generation anyways, it's still a huge problem because it can lead to problems to, as they say, our kids or our grandkids. And plus, that's fucked up for us, for us just fucking it up for everyone else. So people like the Koch brothers need to be stopped.